Hello my Footium family and welcome back to another episode where we follow the rise of the mighty Crow City, and hopefully I managed to teach you a few things along the way as well. In this episode we look at how Season 6 ended, what business I've done on the transfer market, and I'll be revealing my new academy as we gear up to the start of Season 7. So if you're still sitting on the sidelines, come and join the fun, as it's pretty cheap to get involved and the entertainment factor you'll get from this thing is second to none in my opinion. So drop me a DM because I've got an exclusive sign up offer for you which gets you some lovely bonuses. Right, smash that like button for me please folks, as it's a great way to support my content, and let's fly straight into this episode. Right, if you're new here, pause the screen and have a read of the basics, but for the rest of you, let's move swiftly on. Okay, so we had two final games of the season to bring you up to date on, and they were absolute bangers. Match number 21, I set myself a new record with a 7-1 win over Comfort City. And then the next day, I smashed that record by beating Rug Villa 9-1 to top off a fantastic start to my Footium journey. Since taking over, I've won all 11 matches, scoring a total of 49 goals and only conceding 5 goals, which puts me in great shape to hopefully win all 22 matches next season. A lot of that depends on the two teams that get relegated from Division 7 into my league, because if they're active I could have a challenge on my hands. Right, with the season over, it means we have the final prize pools, some of which are very tasty. Remember, these prizes work in a way that all the money spent across a division gets tallied up and then split between all the leagues in that division. So with Division 8 made up of mostly zombie teams, it means that none of them are spending, so the prizes in Division 8 are very small. Division 7 sees some improvement, but really the good prizes are in Divs 4, 5 and 6 for your active players, and then Divs 1, 2 and 3 are for the big spenders, hence the big prizes. The 8 divisions contain a total of 255 leagues, and with 12 teams in each league, that means there's 3,060 Footium clubs out there. So let's take Division 5 for example. Each of the 16 leagues in Division 5 will get a total of $924 as prize money. That $924 for each league then gets distributed to the top 7 clubs in the league, because only the top 7 win prizes. The distribution goes as follows. First place gets 37% of the pot, second place gets 23% of the pot, and third place gets 14%, and then you can see the other percentages on the right side of the screen. Crow City finished third, and we picked up a whopping 0.004 Ethereum, but to be honest, I'm not bothered about the prizes right now. I want to lay the foundations for a team that can compete in Division 3. So for now, it's all about building my squad, and I'll pick up plenty of prizes along the way in doing that. So as long as you're active, then there's a good chance you'll be competing for decent prizes. So when you win a prize, what are you going to do with it? Well, you might spend some on the transfer market. So let's move on and see what players I signed during the back end of Season 6. So by joining halfway through Season 6, I didn't really have the opportunity to bolster my squad during a transfer window, so I was buying players knowing they'd join at the end of the season. I'm expecting to walk Division 8 this season, and then I'm hoping Division 7 won't be much of an issue either, and then I think Division 6 is where I'll need my squad to be half decent in order to compete. So that means I've got a couple of months to find players that will really really add benefit to my squad for the next 10 seasons. In the meantime, I just want cheap players that fill a gap and help me get through a couple of divisions, and here's what I went for. My backup keeper was a filler player last season, so I wanted a reserve keeper that would do a job against the weaker teams so I can rest or train my main keeper, who's actually pretty decent. Definitely needed another centre back, as I like to play three at the back, so I'm probably going to have to bring in another couple before the season starts. Lastly, I was in desperate need of centre forwards, as I only had one youngster I minted from my academy when I acquired the club, and the other guy was a filler player, so I've picked up 3 bargains in my opinion who will serve their purpose until I reach Division 6. However, I made a schoolboy error and I didn't check Michael Gordon on the Footium site before buying him. If I had, then I would have found that he was 31 and retiring at the end of the season, whereas OpenSea showed he was 30 years old because the data wasn't up to date. So let this be a lesson to all the newbies watching this video. Always check the player on Footium first before buying him. That way you won't give £1.24 to another user for a retired player. All in all, a spend of £12.50 for 5 players, which is why I love this platform, because you can play without having to put lots of money in, and there's a huge transfer market to keep you entertained. I'll certainly be doing some more shopping before the new season starts, and I'm expecting to see plenty of bargains on the market over the next week. Right, let's go and reveal my academy and see if I got any gems. Right, when I logged in this morning to reveal my academy, I was mega disappointed. I was in desperate need of centre mids, as I had a silver centre mid retire at the end of season 6, and they were nowhere to be seen in my academy. Not even one I could train to be a decent centre mid. A lot of these positions are of no use to me because I don't play attacking mids or right mids. I've already got 2 bronze left wing backs, and I brought in a couple of centre forwards as you saw on the previous screen. The mint price for Division 8 is £4.89, so I decided to mint the right forward as I'm short in that area, and I also went for Diego Moreira, as I'll train him as a centre mid and have him as a backup. As for the other 5, I won't be minting them, so if anyone wants to do any swapsies, hit me up in my DMs with the name of your club and I'll see if anyone in your academy tickles my fancy. On the right, you can see the mint prices pyramid, which shows how much it costs to mint players in each division, and if you're lucky enough to get a rare player in your academy, then the mint price is 0.154 Ethereum, regardless of which division you're in. Right, with my academy letting me down, it forced me into the transfer market, so let's see what business I did this afternoon. Right, all I cared about was getting some centre mids into my squad. So firstly, I hit up my buddy the Greek to see if he had any deals for me, and he kindly sold me Kajung Jung. what a name. He sold me Kajung Jung for 0.01 Ethereum, which is £13.30. So I appreciate that, Greek. And he's got 12 potential left, which means I can get him up to 56, which will turn him into a silver. I then used fulltimewhistle.com to search for centre mids who had the potential to get above 55, and Roger Coffee is a brilliant name, so I snapped him up for 0.017 Ethereum, which is £22.34. And then Michael James, I mean, who wouldn't want a guy in their team with a beard like that? What a cracking chin strap he has, and another bargain in my opinion at just £21.02, which was 0.016 Ethereum. So that's my centre mid situation pretty much sorted now for the next 10 seasons, and all 3 will eventually become silver players, and maybe I'll move one of them on once I reach the heights of Division 3 or 4 when I need to improve my squad to compete. Right, that wraps up another episode, and thanks for tuning in, everyone, and watching the rise of Crow City. I'm hoping to get promoted 4 times in a row, so I end up in Division 4, and then we'll see what the crack is from there. Don't forget to add your X account to your club on Footium, because it'll be super useful around this time of the season when people are looking to make deals with each other. Lastly, make sure you're following me on X, smash that like button before you leave please folks, and double check you're subscribed to my channel. I hope you all find what you're looking for on the transfer market over the next few days and get your teams ready for the new season, which starts on the 1st of May. Catch you in the next one.